Macht hoch die Tür, die Tor macht weit, es kommt der Herrlichkeit, ein König aller Königreich, ein Heiland aller Welt zugleich, der Heil und Leben mit sich bringt, der halben jauchzt, mit Freuden singt, gelobet sei mein Gott, mein Schöpferreich vom Grab. Yes, that's the hymn Macht hoch die Tür, this week's hymn of the week. I don't have the number because I played for my old German hymnal that's falling apart. I first want to excuse myself. I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm going to go for it. So you may not hear all the words today singing, but please follow along in your hymnal. But this is the German version that I played many years ago. As often is, or almost always is, in the German hymnal, you make up your own accompaniment. Macht hoch die Tür, one of my favorite Advent carols out there. And if we turn to the ELW, it's 259, Fling Wide the Door, this week's Hymn of the Week. So a few things about the text. First of all, it's based on Psalm 24, verses 7 to 10. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. And followed by Selah. So it definitely does relate to those verses from Psalm 24. And if we look at the original German text that I was singing, Macht hoch die Tür, die Tor macht weit, we're talking that translates to make high the door and the gates are made wide. So in verse 1 we see here the same thing, fling wide the door and bar the gate. So that's pretty good translation, no doubt about it. But here it's about making high and wide the door, that gate, for the Lord's glory. The King of glory comes in state, right? The King is coming as a baby. Verse 4, though, we have come Lord our Savior Jesus Christ. In the original, it usually has Macht hoch die Tür as well, so make wide the door. And we're going to do this live. I'm going to verify that. And here you see, you can't see it in the video, but it does start the same Macht hoch die Tür, die Tor macht weit in verse 4, which is interesting because here the text changes to come Lord our Savior Jesus Christ. Our hearts are open, wide in trust. So here, this verse is about preparing the heart as a temple. Georg Weissel wrote this text, believe it or not, for the first Sunday in Advent. So this Sunday is a great time to be singing the text. How about some information about the music? Well, the source of the tune is unknown. It's part of the Geistreiches Gesangbuch from 1704, and Johann Freilingshausen prepared it. So we don't have too much information there. But it's a great carol classic, Fling Wide the Door. So let's get it ready here. think one of the things I like about this hymn, growing up from it in Germany, was more just the idea of the weight of the words. And what I mean with that, it is so deep. When you believe this text, it changes when you sing, "He brings our sorrows to an end. Now gladly praise our King and friend." Not just someone that's ruling, but he's also our friend. Or you look at verse 4, even though it's different texts come, Lord our Savior Jesus Christ. But what about, "Oh, show us now your lovely grace. Upon our sorrows, shine your face." So we're asking God not just to help us, but to be present with us through that. He is the rightful Son of bliss who fills our lives and makes us his. It's just a wonderful reminder of our belief, of our dedication and trust to Christ. And also, it's always great to think of the image of that door opening. And that door, what doors do we have closed that God is asking or encouraging us to open? Thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.